I don't think we're gonna get a call from KV tonight. We might not be making picks.
Why not?
Um.
Why not?
Oh, who's that? Who's that?
I think you ain't gonna get a call from KV tonight.
Oh. Speak of him. Speak of a player appear. Oh shit.
You're about to sit there, player.
Oh my God! I put my window down. You know what I mean? I minimized my window, and there was KB right there. I didn't even know.
Keep your windows up, man. Keep your windows up, man.
Hey, if you keep the windows up, you can hotbox. You know what I mean? There's 2 college football games this weekend I'd like to pick. The rest of them look like straight up trash. Citadel against Alabama and shit like that. People just gonna get stomped this weekend. It's going to be smash after smash after smash trash games in college. So I got 2 that I think are pretty interesting. And then in the NFL, we got 4 interesting games that I'd like to pick. Let me review our standings. In college, KV is 16-4. I'm 14-6. And Velez is 10-10. In the NFL, KV and me are both 15-10, and Velez is 9-6. All right, here we go. First game, number 12, Syracuse goes back to Yankee Stadium where they last played Penn State and lost in a bowl game, the Pinstripe Bowl. Now they're going to play number 3. Are they a contender or a pretender? Notre Dame. I got Notre Dame winning this game. Who you got? $1 million.
Who has Notre Dame got this week?
They're playing number 12, Syracuse, in Yankee Stadium.
Oh, that is right. They're playing the Oregon boy. That's the quarterback for Syracuse. I watched him in high school. He's pretty nice, but I'm just going to tell you right now, man. The front rush, okay, of Notre Dame, they're going to get to that guy. I'm taking Notre Dame in this one, man. I know Syracuse, can put up points and this, that, and the other, but they're going to rattle that quarterback, man. I'm not knocking him, but Syracuse's defense, Notre Dame's defense is just far more superior than Syracuse's offense. He gonna throw
Syracuse
2 interceptions, bro.
Wow. Syracuse hasn't been ranked this high since 1997 or some shit. Like this late in the season.
1994, 95 when they had Donovan McNabb.
There you go. 99, 98, something like that. You're right. That's the last time it was ranked this high this late. But Les, who you got in this one? The McNabb Orangemen or the Notre Dame Irishmen? Who you got, Velez?
I'm going to say Syracuse.
Say it again?
Syracuse.
He's going to take the Orangemen. All right.
Not a bad pick. Because anything can happen on any given Saturday.
That's true. And Syracuse, well, they're not at home because they're up in the north part, but they're in their home state. I still think Notre Dame's gonna have more. Yeah,
they at home
in New York City. In New York, because Syracuse is way up, almost in Canada and shit. They're up there in the Buffalo part of New York. But I guarantee in New York City, you're gonna see more Notre Dame fans than Orangemen fans in that city, because Notre Dame people is fucking squad deep in them East Coast towns. They're like the Dallas Cowboys with their fan base, or the Yankees, as a matter of fact. You know what I mean? Speaking of that, because Notre Dame got a little cult following, but I wouldn't be surprised if Syracuse won, because Syracuse got a lot of turnovers and a lot of special teams type touchdowns this year. And they could fucking surprise and get like a pick six or some shit, or a block a punt, You know what I mean? And come out with that surprise upset W. The other college game I thought was interesting this week is number 9 West Virginia goes to Oklahoma State, who almost beat Oklahoma. They almost pulled that upset. They lost by 1 point last week.
Yeah,
I got Oklahoma State in this one.
Yeah, Oklahoma State gonna win this one. I don't see them losing 2 in a row.
I don't either. Who you got, Valette?
Who are they playing? My mom.
Number 9, West Virginia. Number 9, West Virginia at Oklahoma State.
Take West Virginia. Have a funny feeling. Take West Virginia.
Oh, he's picking a 2 upset. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Valette. That's a good pick for Vegas, man. No, real shit. That's a good pick, man. If a motherfucker was like betting in Vegas, because you can bet on college games in Vegas, that'd be a good pick, and they'll probably give you some points.
You can.
Hey,
you can bet. You can bet on games in any state where it's legal now, because it's legal in certain states like weed is now, betting. And I believe it's legal in Cali as well now to bet on sports.
Yeah, man.
The Philadelphia Eagles are going to New Orleans. And right now, New Orleans Saints looks like the best team in the NFL. They're definitely up there in the top 5, but they could just be the best team. Philly just lost the game that we all picked them to win last week to the Dallas Cowboys. Even though they traded for Golden Tate, they only used him for 18 snaps in the game against Dallas for a total of something like 20 yards or some shit. I don't know what happened there.
That was his first game against Dallas, man. He just ain't going to come in the first game and be the focal point of the offense.
I agree.
Now, I would let you get away with saying that, but they did come off a bye week where he was traded before that bye week. So you would think if you had a whole bye week, could learn more than 18 snaps worth. And if you're a veteran.
But at the same time, when you on the field and you a wide receiver, okay, quarterback's not going to throw you the ball unless you get open. So you got to give credit where credit's due.
So what happened when the Patriots got that guy from the Browns who was smoking all that trade? He came right in and had a nice little game that very same week of the trade, and they didn't even have no bye. I can't give him that. I think that the coaching staff. I'm not gonna say it was Golden State's fault or Golden Tate's fault. That's crazy. He's just one letter away from Golden State. But Golden Tate ain't to blame. It's the Eagle coaching team. The offensive coordinator, the head coach, they should have been, this man's a veteran. They should have been up on their game to realize a veteran player should be able to do certain things more than impact the game for 18 snaps.
Hey, man,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say this from a coach's standpoint. A week of practice can work wonders. That's all I'm going to say.
Now, when I say that, when you say that, I say, who wins the game in New Orleans this weekend? Do the Super Bowl champs
are going to win that game? But I will tell you this. The heart of Philadelphia, that's going to be a hard fucking fall game, bro. That's going to be a hard fucking fall game. Because I don't think I've seen Philly lose 2 in a row. You might want to check that stat. I ain't seen Philly lose 2 in a row. I don't think I've seen that, bro. This is going to be
that.
Hey man, I don't think so, bro. I don't think they lost.
The other part, they did lose 2 in a row. They lost against the Titans in Tennessee, and then lost to the Vikings the very next week.
Oh yeah, so they're capable of giving up 2 in a row. Yeah. Well, this is the same scenario. This is the same scenario for them, so this also is going to have playoff seed implications.
No, not seed implications, no. Seed implications for New Orleans Saints, but this could eliminate Philadelphia if they lose this game, possibly.
This could eliminate Philly, man.
It could eliminate them. When you talk about
really
the Philadelphia Eagles, the biggest difference I see in their team last year that won the whole thing and this year is that they cannot protect that quarterback. He's got both of his offensive tackles on his nuts on every fucking play. And when you got your tackle in your lap, man, that's the wrong thing to have in your lap. You want to have a shorty in your lap, man. You don't want to have no fucking offensive tackle in your lap. But, you know what I'm saying? But Carson Wentz has 2 tackles in his lap every damn play. So he's been almost leading the league in getting sacked. He's been holding the ball a little longer than he did last year, about a point of a second longer, according to some stats that you might see. But you know what, man? The protection isn't there. Jason Kelce, he's not pulling like he did before. And the other part is his offensive coordinator is the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts now. And Frank Reich, look at what he's doing with Andrew Luck. Everybody thought his ass was done. Andrew Luck hardly ever got sacked at all this year. So it's going to be interesting. I got New Orleans winning this game. I just don't think that Philly can pull that game off because the cheerleaders in that game are going to be in New Orleans as well, and they're going to be doing their thing. So I have to ask. They gonna be looking nice. Carson Wentz gonna be hoping, you know what, maybe I can go hang out with them after this because this tackle in the lap thing ain't happening. But who you got, man? Okay, let me hear you say it. Let me hear you say it because I probably know what Vales's gonna say. Go ahead, say it, KV.
Let Velez pick first, and then I'm gonna make my piece on the Saints game.
Okay, go ahead, Veles. Who you got?
No, really all the way.
Thought so. I'm going to just put you down. I still got to ask for our listeners on Vegas Jackpot 100. You know what I'm saying?
I think you got a better chance at it because this is a lot better. It's also better. And they're hungry this year. And, you know, he was like, they got no lack of cheese and all that. I think this quarterback.
I feel that. So, $1 million, what was you going to add to that there?
Well, it's an interesting point that you picked up saying that the offensive coordinator for last year for Philadelphia is now in Indianapolis. That's a very interesting point, okay? Now, another interesting point is you said Carson Wentz is the quarterback now. Well, they're not calling the same plays that they would call for Nick Foles as they would call for Carson Wentz. If you notice, they're going a lot of more underneath the center, a little bit more since Carson Wentz has been there. They're not running that RPO, which is a run pass.
Well, the other part, to add on to that, last year when they started to get hot, they had Jay Ajayi, who is hurt now. And Carson Wentz and Nick Foles probably got similar plays with different formations. A lot of those RPOs, he might just be throwing it instead of choosing to hand it off because of his thirstiness to outshine his backup quarterback that won the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So the guy who is number 2 has the ring, Nick Foles, and he might feel like he needs to do it all. And them running backs they have ain't Jay Ajayi. So you're sitting there going, well, these guys aren't like LeGarrette Blount and Jay Ajayi. These guys are less talented. So when you call an RPO, I might just throw it rather than run it because the talent ain't really that good, and we're not going to get as many yards running the ball.
Right. Not only that, but there's a difference in threat of running at quarterback with Carson Wentz and a difference in dynamic of running threat with Nick Foles. If I'm on defense and I know Carson Wentz just came back from a knee injury and he runs RPO, I know he's going to probably hand that motherfucker off or throw it, but he's not running it, man. He's not going to run that.
They've been coaching him not to because they want him to be there for 13 years instead of 3 years.
That football.
Yes, the coaching staff's been saying, we need you for 13 years, not 3 years. So stop with them unnecessary scrambles.
Right. Now, Nick Foles, on the other hand, he could do that. He's a little bit more mobile. He's a little bit more mobile. So I said that to say this, to reiterate what you were saying. Yes. Some of the players are similar that Nick Foles and Carson Wentz have had, but the formations are a little bit different. But it's the dynamic of the threat of running between the two quarterbacks. Nick Foles will pull it down and probably go get you 4 or 5 yards. Okay. Carson Wentz, he has to do that when the box opens up. He's not going to just do it like he was before he got hurt earlier in the year, last year. Last year, he was a real serious threat at running the ball. But before that injury, after that injury, hell no. As a matter of fact,
the Houston.
If I was a coach, Nick Foles would still be the quarterback. I ain't lying. If I was a coach, Nick Foles would still be the quarterback. Carson Wentz would be.
Especially with the way they're blocking.
Wentz would be in a 2-year
rehab. Especially with the way they're blocking. Yeah, especially with the way that line is, because
he will be in a 2-year
because I don't want my franchise getting exposed to that pass rush. You playing Russian roulette with your franchise player right now with that blocking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens.
It's the cohesion that Nick Foles already has. The cohesion.
I agree with that. I agree.
You know? And I'm not taking anything away from Carson.
My dad's still an Eagles fan, and my dad said the same thing. That he thought Nick Foles should have started and played this whole year. You know, for that very reason.
And then so you keep cohesion. You keep cohesion with your unit, with your starting unit, and your golden ticket in Carson Wentz. You're also making sure that he's not going to get hurt. You're keeping him out of harm's way. And even though he's cleared to play, you're still allowing him to physically heal. It's the same thing the Golden State's doing with their center. What's his name? That they picked up. I mean, his Achilles was all messed up.
I know he's talking about Boogie.
Yeah, he ain't played a game yet, but he's cleared to play.
They don't need him to. They don't need him to. I know.
They don't need him to at the moment. Let him fully heal. Let him fully heal.
Hey, since you brought up Golden State and we were talking about Golden Tate earlier, and it was kind of funny that that's almost the same word except the letter S is out of it. You know, I was thinking about Draymond Green before we get back to these picks, man. Did you hear what he did you hear what happened with him and Kevin Durant?
I've seen that.
Hey, Kevin Durant, they gonna do anything to keep him in Golden State, you know, and so that's what that is. They're just like suitors, you know, trying to please him so he don't leave in free agency. That's all that really was. But you know, if it came down to it, I got my money on Draymond Green whipping his ass in a fight. You know what I mean? 1-on-1, I got Durant. 1-on-1, I got Durant. Durant's the superstar. But Draymond Green, you know, he might send his ass home, you know.
I think it's a little deeper than that. I think it might be a little deeper than that, man. Because I watched the game, I seen the play. I watched the game, I seen the play. And to be honest with you, man, I think Draymond Green literally had a middle school AAU basketball, youth basketball fucking brain fart.
Well, Draymond Green will make sure all your kids don't grow. He's like Tupac's faux. Remember that time he punched LeBron in the nuts? He'll probably punch him right in the... All right, so the Tennessee Titans are going to Indianapolis. I think the Colts are going to win because everything we talked about earlier with their coach. Who you got in that one? $1 million Tennessee or Indianapolis?
Well, Frank, of course.
We're going to pause 10 seconds for station ID for a small product break.
GAMENEWZ Radio, hosted by DJ Green Guy. You know.
That was a weed smoke break right there. We had to pause for a second so KV could get some THC.
Little Green Guy break.
Who you got? You got the Titans or you got the Colts?
Mariota's going to go into Indianapolis on that turf field in the dome, and they're going to kick Indianapolis' ass. It's going to be a hard-fought game. And I'm going to tell you right now, the element of Mariota being able to run, okay, it's going to, and then I don't think Indianapolis can handle that power running game that the Titans have. So I'm going with the Titans.
Okay. I muted your phone so you can keep smoking for a sec. But Les, who you got in that one there? Tennessee or the Colts? Okay. Yeah, they playing well. They're playing well. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? It's an interesting game. The Houston Texans in the same division as Tennessee and the Colts, they're actually, I believe, atop their division. And that was a surprise to me. Same as the Washington Redskins, another surprise division leader. And they're going to Washington to face the Redskins. I don't know who to pick in this game because last week I picked against Washington. And somehow Washington won that game. It was crazy and confounding, like Dallas Cowboys beating the Birds last week. We all picked the Birds to beat the Cowboys. Nobody thought that the Cowboys could lose that game in Philadelphia. I mean, win that game, and they did. Nobody thought, Washington's whole offensive line got hurt. You know what I mean? Both their guards are on IR. How the fuck they won that game against Atlanta last week, I have no idea. Now we got two teams with bad lines.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
Tell me. I want to know.
Atlanta doesn't play smash mouth football inside the 1 yard line. That's why. Okay? Atlanta cannot get to football in the end zone inside the red zone. They have a problem. Something is going on there.
Yeah. That's true. Hey, that's a really good point. In fact, they lost to the Eagles last year in the playoffs at a goal line stand situation. That was I actually watched that right where I'm sitting at right now in this room. And you're right. But still, that being said, Alex Smith is so sporadic. His ass will make a nice play. He'll run a little bit. He'll throw a little pinpointer. And next thing you know, he missed a guy who's wide open in the middle of the fucking field. So I don't know, man. The Houston Texans put up some fucking magical numbers with no offensive line whatsoever. Deshaun Watson is a fucking magician. He's like Russell Wilson or Drew Brees. I don't know what to think of this game, but, part of me says Washington keeps winning and makes it harder for the Eagles to advance. But part of me says the Houston Texans might just be a fraud. Every team that they've beaten has been a shitty team this whole year. They have not beat not one good team. I think if they win this game,
on a winning streak right now.
They're on a winning streak, but they keep beating. They're you know what they're doing? They're like that guy who goes to the bar and only hits on the fat chicks. They taking the easy wins, man. I don't understand what team that is. Are they the good team or the bad team? Because they only beat busted teams. So I don't know, man. And Washington is a fool's gold first place team too. There's two fool's gold first place teams going at it. Washington's at home. Man, I don't know what to do, but I'm gonna take Houston in this one.
Yeah, I'm taking Houston too. I'm taking Houston too, man.
We might have all three in a row picking Houston.
Listen, the matchup is going to be between what's his name, Sammy Watkins and And
You mean Deshaun?
the DB over there.
Deshaun Watson.
You know, his receiver against that defensive back over there that they got from Carolina. What's his name?
I thought he got hurt though. Didn't he get hurt?
Oh, he's
I know what
hurt.
you're talking about.
I'm going. Man. I'm going with Houston
so.
gonna win this game, bro.
Now hold on. Now, Josh Norman is who you're speaking of. Josh Norman let people just burn him too. The only person he likes to play against is Odell Beckham Jr. But he lets people just burn him sometimes.
Yeah, man.
Julio Jones made him look crazy.
Yeah. So with that being said, and Sammy, who's his wide receiver's name? Sammy Watkins? No, he's in Kansas City. What's the other one?
That's right.
For Houston.
You talking about Hopkins? Hopkins. He's from Philadelphia, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Hopkins.
Yeah. Hopkins is going to eat the Redskins up tomorrow, bro. I'm Sunday, man. I'm serious.
I think so,
I'm
too.
serious.
I really do.
Watson to Hopkins, that's what it is. It's Deshaun Watkins. Fuck. Watson and then
Deshaun Watson.
Watson to Hopkins.
Hey, relax. Who you got in this game right here? The Redskins or the Texans?
I'm going to go with... I like the
I kind of like him, too.
The quarterback. David Carr is the quarterback. Davis was their running back. And Johnson for a receiver. I was always a fan of them, too.
Now, hold on. They haven't had Derek Carr since...
I know I said when he had Derek Carr and running my team. I used to like that team.
Okay. Now, this game right here, this last game we're going to pick, was supposed to be played in a high altitude of Mexico City. But they moved it because too many soccer games and too much winter activity was going on the field. That a bunch of players told the NFL, we ain't playing because we don't want to get injured slipping on that busted-ass field. So they moved it from Mexico City to Los Angeles this weekend. It's going to be on Monday Night Football. Two of probably the top 5 teams in the NFL. Quite possibly, one of these teams might win the Super Bowl. You got Andy Reid, Big Red as they call him, and the Kansas City Chiefs. I remember when he left Philly and went to Kansas City, everybody put memes up talking about, I thought this was KFC, not KC, because Big Red is so fat and loves him some fried chicken. Or the Los Angeles Rams. Now, if I was picking with my heart, I would pick the Rams because, you know, I roll with the Rams. It's my team. But you know what, man? I don't think the Rams are going to win this game. I think Kansas City is a better team. I think Kansas City is a better team. And I'm okay with them losing this game. It's an AFC opponent. They're not going to lose a playoff seed to losing this game. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure the same thing going to win out because they got a tough schedule ahead as well. So they could possibly still be the 1 seed and lose this game. They're definitely going to win their division even if they lose this game. And I don't think the Rams need it too bad. On the other hand, Kansas City has the Chargers on that ass. Let me say it again. Kansas City has the Chargers on that ass. If they lose a game, the Chargers only got 2 losses. They'll fuck around and lose their division and have to be a wild card team and be on the road for the first round of the playoffs. They need this game more than the Rams. Yeah, they need this game a lot more than the... Yeah, they need this game a lot more than the LA Rams do. I think Kansas City comes out of LA with a W.
Wow, that's good too. What's the weather like in LA right now? Isn't it nice and hot and sunny?
Well, at nighttime, it goes down to like 59, 55 degrees, you know, but I still got my T-shirt on. You feel me?
Yeah, no.
You know, in the daytime, yeah, Monday night, it's going to be probably around 62 degrees at kickoff, I'm going to guess. this Monday night.
Yeah, that's a good Monday night game.
It don't get no better than that.
No, it don't. The Rams are going to do the Chargers a favor. Okay.
You think so, huh?
Yeah.
You think so?
The Rams are going to do the Chargers a favor. Yeah. Yeah. These teams are evenly matched.
I could agree. I completely agree.
And the X factor for the Rams on defense is going to be Marcus Peters, the DB.
I'm wondering why you're saying that, because he has not played well since he got injured. He's been playing with an injury this year.
Yeah, the X factor is Marcus Peters.
He's lost a step because of that injury.
And if the Rams defensive backfield can't play well, they're gonna get ate up. They don't get ate up, man. You know what? You're right. KC is liable to come out of there with a fucking win because they don't have any injuries. They really don't.
They really
but
don't.
At the same
get
time,
some this weekend.
No, but at the same time, man, Ty Gurley is the best running back in the NFL.
But you can't take away from Kareem Hunt, though. Kareem Hunt is probably equally talented. You're right. He's the best. But if he's one, Hunt is 1A, 1B, some. Kareem Hunt ain't no fucking joke. You know? So I had put you down for L.A. You switched it to KC? You switching it to KC on him?
No, man. I'm going with L.A.
All right. Relax. Who you got?
Kansas City.
Kansas City, huh? Now, why you think Andy Reid and them gonna win? We said why we think our teams we pick's gonna win.
Please. The young quarterback that they got on this squad, they hungry. Boys just hungry.
That young quarterback is one of the best young quarterbacks I've seen play in their first year starting since maybe fucking Ben Roethlisberger. That quarterback is tremendous. You're right. And
this motherfucker bad, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, out the gate. Last year, I thought it was just gonna be weak, but he had to get used to the speed of the NFL, and he had to learn NFL football. It's totally different, man. When you're coming from a college to pros, man, you got to learn the NFL. You know what I'm saying? That's why he looked like shit last year. For real, Mahomes looked like shit last year. Mahomes didn't look like
a whole different ball
last
game.
year. Mahomes did not look like this year. Mahomes, he didn't.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
I was like, why did they pick this guy up? He came out of Tennessee. The guy is actually hella smart. No, I'm serious, man. This motherfucker hella smart. These motherfuckers like graduated with like Aerotech or some shit like that. The motherfucker know how to. He's a smart kid, man. This motherfucker is smart. And he played baseball. Hoop all of them. But once I knew he was a student, I was like, well, they got a chance because he'll get his head into the playbook and then he'll get into the film room. Okay? And man, once he got comfortable and learned the NFL, he's going to be a problem. His maturation process was great, man, but he's going to be a problem. But I am going with the Rams. I think Ndamukong Suh going to get to that motherfucker, man. Ndamukong Suh from Portland, Oregon. Play for the Rams.
I hope you're right. I didn't know he was from P-Town. I didn't know he was from your town, man.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Man.
I didn't even know.
He was my alma mater, man. He was my alma mater, man. Grand High School.
Now listen
Grand
to
General, man.
Radio, hosted by
He's from your same high school?
Yeah,
I didn't know he was from the same high school.
Yeah, not
Wow.
same years. I graduated in '89. He graduated when my son then graduated. He played hoop against my son. I used to watch him play football. I used to watch him play hoop. And he donated in a brand new turf field to my old high school, man. So, yeah, man, I'm going with the Rams,
Wow.
man. They gonna let that Sulu
I did not
song,
know
man.
that.
Sulu. You gonna let Big Sulu.
I did not
You're
know.
listening to a pre-recorded episode of SOA Radio hosted by DJ Green Guy.
Hey, you know what though? Shout out to everybody in every gang, man. Not just Suwoo, but every damn gang. You know what I mean? Suwoo, CK, all of them, man. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm telling you. It's very
We got
important.
listeners in every gang, from every neighborhood. You know what I mean? We got to show them all love.
Yeah, it's very important for Marcus Peters to play well, man. Telling you, man.
That is very interesting. I did not know he was from down there. So that concludes the picks for this week. You're listening to Vegas Jackpot 100. And we got some Allen Dubs before we get out of here. You know what I mean? Hey, before we play that Allen Dubs shit, $1 Million, you got any shout-outs before we play that?
Shout out for Les. What's up, man? Shout out all my people out in Philly, man. Frank Bill, what's up with it, man? You know what I'm saying? 97.2. Shout out DJ Green Guy, man. Shout out Vegas Jackpot. Shout out Understand Me, Sporty and 6. Sporty, get well, man. We, blessings up, man. 6, stay strong. I'll be right with you, man. Shout out my wife. Shout out everybody's family, man. All the listeners. Blessings be upon all y'all, man. Shit. Who else? King Assassin, Jackpot, Funk Juice. What's cracking, man? Shit, man. Green Guy and the whole DJ King Assassin staff, man.